first of all, welcome to Aix-en-Provence.
Thank you.
So how, being here in Aix-en-Provence, how does it make you feel? Are you hopeful meeting all these actors?
I think it's a wonderful place to be. It's sunny, it's warm, and especially, but above all, many people are gathered here to talk about the future of the economy, the future of social and economic institutions. And what's amazing here is that there's most of the French elite is gathered here, but not only the French elite. They managed to invite people from abroad, from the US, from China, from other countries, and so you have a really real plurality of points of view, of discussions. It only lacks more women, maybe, because it's still a very manly world.
Let's just jump right into it. You took part of the session, Should Innovation Be Controlled? Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yes, so we have, I'm the co-founder of an investment firm called The Family, and so we invest in tech startups, and we work with ambitious entrepreneurs who are trying hard to solve problems by harnessing the power of new technology, and usually their efforts are made difficult because there are obstacles, regulatory obstacles or social obstacles. People just don't want things to change. Most people prefer the status quo. And so we have to fight alongside those entrepreneurs and help them overcome those obstacles. And the argument that is usually put forward is that it's not a jungle, the economy is not a jungle, so you shouldn't be allowed to do whatever you want. And so the government always want to control innovation under the pressure of incumbent companies that prefer the status quo. And so what we have to explain is that, yes, you have to make sure that people don't die. Yes, you have to make sure that it serves the many and not the few. You have to make sure that inequalities don't rise. But innovators should be allowed to try new things, to make errors, to solve problems that we thought couldn't be solved, except because of the new technology. Finally, we can solve them, and entrepreneurs are those leading the way.
Now, the main theme this year at les Rencontres Économiques is prosperity. Do you think innovation is a key to prosperity?
Well, innovation is very important when it comes to economic growth, but innovation doesn't solve all problems and doesn't help us tackle all challenges. You need innovation because innovation is the process of discovering new products, new solutions to previously unsolved problems, and that creates well-being, that creates a lot of wealth. But when innovation rises, thanks to a new technology, for instance, you really need also the state, the government, to join the dance and build the institutions that are needed so that wealth that is created thanks to innovation is redistributed to the many and not kept by the few. And so economic growth is not everything. It's fueled by innovation, but economic growth should be made more sustainable and more inclusive, and for that you need not only innovation, you also need the right institutions for the current paradigm.
So let's talk about The Family, your venture. How is it a tool towards prosperity?
It's a tool because it's a firm that we founded 4 years ago to help ambitious entrepreneurs succeed in Europe. First in France, then in Europe, and now in Europe. And we need those entrepreneurs to succeed, because if they don't succeed in Europe, then tomorrow the new economy, the digital economy, will be dominated entirely by large US companies and large Chinese companies. And so if no dominant companies has grown in Europe and has still its headquarters in Europe, then that means that we'll be poorer and there'll be less wealth to redistribute to the European people. So we really need entrepreneurs to succeed here and to have their firm grow here. And for that, they need to overcome many obstacles. And The Family has been designed to educate them, to prepare them for this fight. to provide them with all the services and all the capital they need to succeed. And so far, we're very happy with the early results because it's still young.
Early days, yet 4 years is still a long time in terms of startups. So you're competing against the US, China. What has your venture taught you?
It's not such a long time. So when startups fail, they die very early. So usually after 1 year, it's done and it's finished. But when startups succeed, it takes a very long time to conquer their markets, to prove their business model, to expand on international markets. What have we learned during the family? We have learned that you can educate an entire ecosystem. If you take the time to talk to large corporations, to the government, to associations and to the academic world, you can educate them so that they better understand entrepreneurs, and instead of being foes, they become allies and they help entrepreneurs succeed. So that's a big part of our mission, not only working with entrepreneurs in our portfolio, but also educating all the players in the environment around them.
So that will be the next step, that more education, I guess.
More education, more services, more capital. We provide all three of those: education, services, capital, and expanding in Europe. And because we're now in London and Berlin, and we intend to be able to welcome entrepreneurs from all over Europe in the family. And so we will expand by increasing the amount of resources we provide to those entrepreneurs.
So what would be your last advice to a young, ambitious entrepreneur in Europe today?
Well, the advice would be to go fast. Don't wait before they reach out to the family. We'll be happy to meet you and to study your project and to start working with you within weeks. So come and see us.
Thank you very much, Nicolas COLIN, for doing this interview with us today.
Thank you.